For those who are in East Africa, this is 10 p.m. And for those who are in the US, I think it's the afternoon. They are about 9 hours behind. Okay? So the whole essence is about how we can help each other and at the same time achieving our dreams. So as you can see on the screen says fight for your what? Fight for what? Fight for your life. And we came on this earth for a specific purpose. And we are still breathing, thank God for that. It has a purpose with us. But unfortunately for most people, it's the challenge. It's the challenge. And sometimes we think that we are nothing. Sometimes you feel like you are powerless. But when the comes and you decide to do something, and you see wonders, you see miracles happening in your life. So it doesn't matter how skinny you are, how tough the life is, if you can just stand out there and do whatever God gave you, you see miracle happen. And before I got into all this thing here, I want you to watch attentively and probably learn something from this thing here. I'll be playing a short video here. It's just 2-minute video. I want you to watch it, and then from there I'll ask you some questions, and where possible I'll ask you to chip in. And everything is possible. Everything is possible, but sometimes we just feel unsettled that we can't do it. But when you don't have any other option, and that's when the miracle happens. So we should always remember that things are tough out there, yes, but we are more powerful than anything else. So let me take you through this video, and I'm sure you will learn something out of it. You learn something of it, and just see what happens here. As you could see, Dia was fighting for his life, and at last it was almost next to impossible. So what did you learn from this? If you can write something, please write. But I'm sure it relates with some of our daily activity or daily life in general. So I want to hear some comments from you. How life is treating you guys. We have people who are well educated, but they can't find jobs. And those people have jobs, they are not well paid. And every year we have thousand people coming out from universities, and they can't even start their own businesses. What's the challenge? So I want you to chip in. Maybe should I start with Beatrice? Beatrice, I'm sure you are following on this clip. Can you share something from the clip and how this thing relates to life?
Okay. Hi everyone. Life, I think this is an everyday challenge. We usually face difficulties, and most cases we do give up. But with this clip, we see that the situation was kind of difficult for the little bear, because the lion was bigger than the bear, and I'm sure it was more powerful than the bear. But then the bear was determined not to be caught or to be eaten by this lion. So he moved on and moved on until he knew, I think that is where his home was. So he moved he traced his steps backwards towards his home, and upon reaching near the home, I believe he sensed that the mom was there, or was it the father or the mom, I don't know, but he made a noise for help, which means we, as with our everyday lives, we do face struggles and we face challenges. Challenges could be people discouraging us, telling us we can't make it, we won't do it, it's impossible to get to this point. But then it has to come from within oneself, that you need to know that this is not about that person discouraging me, but it's about me and what I want to achieve. So we just need to move on and keep on going on, or I'd rather put it like, keep your head up. If you're sinking, at least let your head above the water. It may be a difficult swim, but then just keep on paddling your feet and your legs to move on. It doesn't matter how the waves are strong, and this is an everyday thing. We cannot escape that. It's there, and these challenges are there to make us strong. And this is, well, at least I experienced that. I don't know if the others do, but I do experience that. And yes, some people can challenge you in such a manner that you feel like you are useless because of the words they speak to you, the way they look at you, the way they view things. Their views are not your views. So they kind of put you down. They rain on your parade, and it doesn't really sound good. And maybe, just maybe, at the end of the day, if you're not positive, you'll just go back home and say, okay, this is it. If people are saying I cannot do it, people who I experienced are saying you cannot make it, then it means I cannot make it. Then you just go into a corner and tie yourself there and think that it's not going to work. But it's a different case. We need to be courageous. We need to move on. I think that can start off with that clip that you have shown us. It's courageous. It just gives you that push to move on.
Okay, that was Beatrice. Thank you for your contribution. Now I have this lady from Lusaka, Zambia. Chipili, are you there? I'm sure you watched the clip. Can you share with us? Yes. Yes, Chipili, we're online, please. We are waiting to hear from you. Hello, Lusaka. Chipili, you're online, please. Can you share something with us? So when you are ready to share, please raise up your hand, and then I'll unmute you so you can contribute something. And then we have this Eva Mbabas. Eva, can you share something from the clip you saw? Evans? Oh. Okay, let me go to the US. Catherine Scott, are you there? Catherine, can you share something from the clip I've just played here?
What I noticed is that just when the bear thought everything was hopeless, somebody came and helped him.
So how can you relate this with our life in general?
Just when you think you're the most alone, you're really not, and you can turn to other people to get help from them.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution on that. OS, you guys, we have this Amanda Malays. Can you share something from the clip? Amanda. Oh, she's just quiet. Anyway, so you guys, that is life, and there's always a better way. There's always a better way, and as you're fed up about it, life is a struggle. Life is a struggle, So we need to keep pushing no matter what. So as a matter of fact, all of us one day will be gone. But what are we doing now to make sure we leave the world in a better place than we found it? So this is the kind of questions we need to ask ourselves. But the situation on the ground is not what we think of. And sometimes we have a lot of people out there who are very unhappy. Unfortunately, they make the decision basing on temporary issues. We have a lot of people out there who are not happy with what is happening. Unfortunately, they keep making decisions basing on temporary issues. Let me clarify on this. Some of you on this webinar are employed. And how is life in general? You've been working for how many years? And how far that has taken you? This is the situation. I used to work myself too. I was a government employee. I worked for 10 years. For me, 10 years was like 60 years. But how does it work? So you find you have a job, and then from nowhere, people may just decide, okay, we don't need you. So they may decide to retrench you, or to cut down your salary, or do anything. And that's why I wanted a lady from Lusaka, Zambia, to chip in on our situation. Maybe later on she'll be able to chip in. You know, you do your job properly, and then from nowhere, there's just some crazy people say, okay, we don't need you, you are doing this, you are doing that. And so you put in like 8 hours a day, but what's come back at the end of the month doesn't even take you for the whole month. At the same time, most of us have family, you see? So unfortunately, what we thought that's going to help us, because we went to school for how many years? And if you can just count properly, you may find yourself you have spent like 20 years in school. But what is happening? So you don't have any control because things have changed a lot. Maybe people used to say, okay, if I find a job and then I'm safe, I have these pensions, benefit, all kind of things. But you have seen people who have retired. What's the situation in their life? So this is how it is. This is how it is, and I don't know if I can get this lady from Zambia. I don't know if she's still there. Chipil, can you share something, Chipil, on this one here about employment and how it is affecting people in Lusaka? Hello, Chipil, do you hear me? Oh, she's still not near. Okay, but this is the situation. This is the situation. So what can we do if that's the case? So what happened is this. We have people, and they don't understand what is happening in the world. I don't have a problem with people looking for jobs or being employed, but unfortunately, this is a temporary situation because things are changing every day. Even if you have a job today, tomorrow the job won't be there. And still, people are being retrenched, but there are some people still looking for jobs. And there is no jobs. What can we do if that's the case? So I wanted you guys to chip in. Maybe when I finish, I want you to chip in so we can really expand this topic. Because we have a big number of people out there struggling day after day, day after day. And then what they forget is this. The time will come when you won't have enough energy to do what you're doing now. So what was it? It was sweet, it was temporary thing, you were very happy, and later on, it becomes pain. So we need to be careful on the way we are making our life. If if you're not careful and you think maybe employment can solve all your problems, that should be a lie. And sooner or later, you pay a very, very huge price for that. As I said at the beginning, we have family, we have extended family, we have our children out there. Can't we sacrifice today to do something different so that tomorrow our life can become better and better? I was a victim of this. I came from a family where my father was murdered. He was successful in the kind of business he was doing at that time, but because he was the one who knew what he was doing. And everything was fine before his death. But 2 years later, we found ourselves in misery. We could not even find money to pay for our school fees. Think about that. So what are you doing now? Because if you die now, I'm assuming you're employed. What's going to happen to your family? Do you think they go back to your office or to your employer and take over your job? So sometimes people don't understand this, but this is real. This is real, but we can still find something. Unfortunately, people don't want to change. You guys, let us be sincere on this. Change is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, change is there. The world is changing every day. Even yourself. 10 years ago, you are not the same person you are. Although outside you may look the same, but inside you are changing every day. So we can't take this thing back. We need to move forward. So for you to understand more, I want you to listen again to a small clip of you from this guy. He's talking about change and how did it help him to be the person he is now. Yes.
My mother would say, look, all meaningful change comes from inside. If you want to change something about who you are, what you believe, what are you going to accomplish, change from within. I've discovered in life that the only person in society who really welcomes change is a baby in wet diapers. For the rest of us, we don't want to change until the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. Isn't that sad? You know, for the timid in our society, change is always, always frightening. You know, for the comfortable in our society, change is always, always threatening. But for the confident amongst us, change, my friend, change is opportunity. I know a little something about change. I came to America with no money, no English, and no connections. Let me tell you how I learned this language I'm using here today. I took a 3x5 card. I put 10 English words on this card today, and I memorized spelling and meaning of those 10 words. Tomorrow, I took a 3x5 card. I put 10 English words on this card. I memorized the spelling and meaning of those 10 words as I reviewed the 10 words from the day prior. Like Aristotle said, excellence is not an act. Oh no. Excellence is a habit. The next day, I took a 3x5 card. You're getting the idea. I gave myself Sunday off. By Saturday, I was learning 10 English words and reviewing 50 from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The average American has some 5,000 words in his or her vocabulary. I have in mind 3,120 words. That would be 60 words a week multiplied by 52 weeks. Take 3,120, divide them over 5,000. They'll give you 62.5%. That's what I have in my vocabulary. 62.5%. Of what the average American possesses in his or her vocabulary. You would call me disadvantaged, handicapped, linguistically speaking. Here is my point. Nobody could ever whine to me about why they can't achieve their dreams. I meet men and women every day who let their fears overcome their dreams. life is lived best when you set yourself as a goal. And so my mother said, oh, meaningful change comes from within. Have you noticed in your life that every single improvement in your life comes as a result of change? I mean, any improvement that ever comes in your life is there because you changed something. I am not advocating change for the sake of change. Very often change does not ignore improvement, but improvement is always the result of change.
You guys, I'm sure you got something out of this, and I want you, if possible, to chip in. When you hear about change, what does it mean to you? When you hear about change, what does it mean to you? So I want you to go to Lusaka. I'm sure you watched the video I've just played. I have this lady, Chipili, I'm sure you were there. When you hear about change, what comes in your mind? Chipili, do you hear me? Hello, Chipili, do you hear me? When we talk about change, why is it so difficult? People don't want to change. They've been in the same situation for years and years, but they don't take any action. It's just fear or what? What's happening? Whoever is ready to share, I was talking about change. You guys, I'm talking to you guys. I want you to chip in. So while I'm waiting for you to chip in, let me keep talking to you again. They have this book you saw on the screen. I will really recommend for you guys to go and read this book so that you can understand exactly what is happening in the world. We are in the 21st century, and things has really changed. But if we don't change with it, we'll be left behind. And because we live in the 21st century, it means we can learn on how to use the kind of people we have in our family, in our society. I'm sure as I speak to you now, you have your mobile phone. How many contacts do you have? We went to school. How many people do we know? So I'm talking about the 21st century. This message on the screen, it has been there for years and years. As it says, I would rather earn 1% from the effort of 100 people than 100% of my own effort. It means we can leverage our time and effort. So what can we do as far as change is concerned? We want to change our life, we want to have a good life, but how can we utilize the time and effort from other people? So this is what I'm trying to advocate to you guys, that we can take advantage of the situation we're in now. We saw these people on the street who are jobless. How can we make them productive? So there's this thing, the model we can use, whether it's part-time or full-time. We can learn on how to use other people's time and effort. In doing so, we'll be helping them. At the same time, also, we'll be helping ourselves. And you remember those days, we used to have locomotive or steam engines. We're in the 21st century now. We have the world in our fingertips. I'm talking to you now from Dar es Salaam, but I have people almost from 4 continents online now, communicate to each other. It's just with a fraction of seconds. So what can we do now in order to help others and also help ourselves? So there is this model Unfortunately, most people don't understand exactly what is happening, but they have been doing the same model I'm going to share with you now without even knowing. As all of you know, you have people you went to school with. And I'm sure, even today, probably you recommended something to some of your friends, whether it's a restaurant, whether you went for shopping, or they went to shop for cars, whatever. We do this every day. And this is what, as far as this century is concerned, this is what they call is the business of the 21st century. What does it mean? It means instead of working for free, giving somebody information for free, you can get paid by sharing information. This is nothing other than sharing information. So assume now you recommend something like maybe you have a mall which have just opened up in your area, and you recommend people to go and use their product or buy their products. And if they go and use those products, you get paid for that. So this other people call it network marketing, but as far as is concerned, I can just say this is a word of mouth business. It's like an intellectual distribution. You just pass out information. So the situation we are in now, this is like a rescue. It's like you are sitting somewhere and then the boat has just come to rescue. So instead of having all these middlemen around, I'm holding a bottle of water, and I bought it from a grocery store. So instead of having middlemen in between, I can just buy water direct from the company. So it means it becomes cheaper if I'm buying direct from the company. So, and this thing comes out just by word of mouth. You just go out there, shows people the benefit of product or services, and when they're going to use those products, you get paid. So the one you are seeing on the screen, this is the old model. We've known it for years and years. So what happens, let's go back to the bottle of water I've just shared with you. It means it went through the entire process. So by the time I bought the water from a grocery store, it has the element of all the costs from all these people in between. So this model, which I'm talking about, the recommendation marketing, instead of having all this chain around, they cut them off and you become in between. So what happens when you're in between, you start alone. So you share out the benefit of products or services. So when they go out there and share or use those products, you benefit by one way or another. Think of those days when this guy who invented Coca-Cola was trying to market his product. In those days, they didn't have bottle. Coca-Cola was not sold in bottles, it was sold on fountains. So what happens? The guy was struggling how he can market worldwide his products. So it took him some time to find a way. So it was one day, a friend of his just came out and said, you know what? Don't worry, have found a formula how you can become a market leader with your products. So he just whispered on his ear, said, you know what? You need to bottle it. So from there, Coca-Cola became a world-known product across the globe. So the issue was, how can we distribute this thing, Coca-Cola, worldwide? So it's the same model. It is the same model I'm sharing with you guys here. You know, we talk to people every day. On WhatsApp. How often do we pass information on WhatsApp? So instead of just doing it for free, what happened with this model, you get paid. And how does it work? You don't need to have a degree to do this. Let me take you through this. Let me ask you, for some of you guys who are employed, assume your salary is $10,000 a month. If they pay you $10,000 a month, it means that it's fixed. Every month you have $10,000. At the end of the year, you have 120,000 US dollar. It's a fixed amount. And if I come out with a different model, instead of working on your own, instead you'll be working with people around. So if I say, instead of giving you $10,000, I want you now to make a selection. You have $10,000 every month, fixed. Every month you have it. And also, if I can offer you 25 cents, or if I can just give you a cent of a dollar, right? I'm going to give you a cent of a dollar, but doubles each day. For 30 days, that's what's going to happen. So you can see at the beginning, it's not much. Day 10, it's not much. You have only $5. But if you go up to day 20, it's almost half of the amount you're making. Day 21, a cent of a dollar, it has become $10,000. By the end of the month, you can see you are talking about 5 million US dollar. So it doubles. This is what they call, is another wonder of the world. It's a compounding effect. So it means I can duplicate myself by sharing whatever I'm doing with other people. So at the beginning, you may not see it. So this is how this recommendation marketing is working. This is how the so-called network marketing is working about. You see how it is? So you can't compete with a team of people. Even somewhere in the Bible, where there is 2 people, God is there as well. So we can use this. In so doing now, let me put some figures so you can understand. Okay, we have Catherine. She's in the United States of America. She got me in the system. I'm in Tanzania. So in Tanzania, I'm going to gather some few people who will be using some products. And then also, I will share with somebody in Zambia. So the person in Zambia will be the second generation for Catherine, who is in the US. So the person in Zambia also will share somebody, maybe in South Africa as well. So it means Catherine will be having a third generation person in South Africa. So all these first generation, second generation, third generation, this same Catherine will be earning money from the entire group. So assume I'm in Tanzania, yes? So maybe our turnover in Tanzania is $20,000. So if that's the case, it means there is 6% will be going to Catherine in the United States. She has never been to Tanzania, so she'll be earning over $1,000 from Tanzania. Okay, what happens for the person who is in Lusaka? Also, she'll be earning some money as well. If it's the same turnover, she'll be earning 3% from Lusaka. You are talking $600. You may think that is small amount of money, but if it is compounded, it's not a small money. Let's go to South Africa, which is the third generation for Catherine. Also, if the turnover is $20,000, you should be earning 2%. That is 400. So let us put the math together. If you add up these 3, by Catherine knowing me alone, should be earning $2,000, 200. So how many people Catherine knows? She knows a lot of people, right? So assume she has 100 people in a mobile phone. So if she goes out and shares with all those 100 people, you see what's going to happen? So whoever is watching this presentation, you can see how much money is being wasted, how much money we are losing on daily basis if we can just share the information we know with other people. So I'm trying to show you the big picture, and you know more than 100 people. But I just want you to get the picture of it. So this is what can change the world, especially those people who are struggling. You are working so hard, you're working so hard. But not all people are making money in this recommendation marketing. There are 3 types of people. This I can say worldwide. There are 3 types of people when it comes to this recommendation marketing. The first category of people are those we call business builders. This comprises only 2%. So in order for you to become a business builder, you need to go out there and help other people, develop them. Think of Jesus Christ, what he did. He went out and found 12 disciples. He taught them Christianity. How many Christians do we have so far? So it's not easy to become a business builder because you can't give somebody something you don't have. So you need to have something in you so you can teach others, because their concept is about you study, practice, and teach. Study, practice, and teach. So these 2% are the ones who are making money in this industry. So if you're going to make money in this industry, you better become a business builder. You know, you have options. If you want a 1-year prosperity, just grow cereal. If you want a 10-year prosperity, just grow trees. But if you want 100 years prosperity, you need to grow people. So this is very difficult. And the people you are growing, they have different level of ability. Think of a story in the Bible. There was a rich man who went up. He was going far, far away. He had 3 employees. You see? So he gave one of the 3, he gave 5 talents. The other one, out of the 3, there was the second one, he gave him 2 talents. And the third one was given only 1 talent. The one who was given 5 and the one who was given 2, they went out and invested their money. So when he came back, he found these 2 guys, the amount of money have doubled. But there was this one who was given 1 talent. He did nothing. He just went out and I think he saved the money somewhere. And you know what? When the guy came back, he took away the 1 talent from him and he added to these 2 guys. So all of us, we need to be productive, but we need to find how can we become productive. So you have to become that person before it happens. And once that happens, you take action. And once you take action, the result will just come out. So as I was saying, you are dealing with people. You are dealing with people. So, and how does it work? I've taken you through. In doing so, it means whoever has decided to become a business builder, somewhere, 3 to 5 years, money won't be the issue anymore. And how many people are dying for money? Every day, every day. If they know that you have money, they come and kill you. People are dying every day in Africa, even in the Western countries as well. So this is a very strong message from this First Lady, Michelle Obama. She says, success is not about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. So the whole model is based on helping people to change their lives. So this is the first category of people. And then there's the second category, is what we call distributors. For some of you who are watching this for the first time, you have heard of the recommendation marketing, network marketing, word of mouth business, or the business of the 21st century. So we have this second category of people. These people, they just go out and do the hawking. They sell product out there. They open shops, they do that and that. But that's not the way the model works. But how many people do we have? 97%. They're not even making money, but they're just going out and disturbing other people. So I want you to understand this, that there are 2% who are the business builder, and also there are these, the so-called distributors. They are 97%. They are just going out retailing. Their whole model is not about retailing. Their whole model is about using the product and sharing with other people. The third category is what we call users. This comprises only 1%. You know, we use product every day. You see, when you are run out of the product you are using, you go back to the shop and buy those stuff. Sometimes you don't even share with people. You just buy and go back home, buy and go back home. So you can see now. So you have to choose what kind of person do you want to be. You want to be a business builder? You want to be hawking product on the street? Retailing product? Or you want just to be a user? So this is how I can really categorize people who make it and people who not make it. So it's you to choose where do you want to be. Apart from that, sometimes we worry too much, because we are not taught in school how to do business. But as I said, change is inevitable. We can learn. We can learn. So the issue here now, do you have what it takes to be successful? Do you see yourself as a successful person, or you just see yourself as a victim? You see? So the issue is, you have people out there. There is a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. So you should stop worrying about what you have to lose to start focusing on what you have to gain. There is a lot of stuff out there. And I'm sharing with you now. You didn't ask me to share this stuff. I'm just sharing with you. You see, probably this is what you've been waiting for years and years. Unfortunately, most of us make permanent decisions based on emotions. Because I went to school, I have this degree, I have spent so many years, I've spent so and so, and we don't live in the past. We don't live in the past. Things have changed. You see? Go anywhere. If you travel around the world, and you can see, but most of the people are struggling, and the gap between the rich and the poor is widening. What can we do? Africa, they say, okay, it's a dark continent. We have all the resources, whatever. It doesn't matter how many resources do we have on the ground. But if we don't use them, the problem is not the resources. See, people are killing each other in Congo and everywhere in Africa, fighting for the resources, right? But the issue is not the resources. It's the way we think. The problem is in our head. So we can find a way how we can really regulate our time, how we can help each other, regardless of gender, color, whatever. So this is a very, you are in a very defining moment in your life. Life is too short, but if you got it right, whatever time you still have, it can really change your life. So while you are thinking on what I've just shared with you, I said that you have to make a decision. You have to choose where do you need to stand. Think of almost a year ago, I went to this country called Sierra Leone. I was in West Africa. I didn't know that there was Ebola in that country. The reason why I went there, I went to help people. A friend of mine just asked me to go and join him to train his team. So I went there and stayed there for 10 days, and later on I came back. But I don't know what happened, but I was just said, okay, let me go back probably and help these people. So I went back on my own. By that time, I didn't know how deadly Ebola was. You see? So when I got there, a month later, that was August 2014, the airline I went with, they suspended all their flights. But before they suspend their flight, they called me. They asked me, oh, Alphonse, next Tuesday we'll be bringing our final flight to Sierra Leone. So, we know you're from Tanzania. So can you go back in your country? If you don't go back now, I don't know how you're going to go back. But on Tuesday, we'll be bringing our final flight to Sierra Leone. So I was on the crossroad. Should I run away or should I stay? So I had to make a decision, I had to make a choice, whether to stay or to run away. But I asked myself, what was the reason for me going to West Africa? The reason was to help people. So now there is this Ebola thing. You see, what if I stay? And what if I run away? You see, I was on the crossroad. So I chose to stay. Oh, it wasn't easier. It wasn't easier. I cried and cried and cried. A month later, we were confined in a house. We could not get out of the house. And some weeks later, we were confined in the house for 5 days. Imagine you are confined in your house for 5 days. And guess what? They found over 200 corpses. People are throwing dead bodies on the street. You know, so everything were banned. We are not supposed to do any meetings. We are not supposed to touch each other. There was no hugging, no shaking hands. It was tough. It was tough. So the only option was just to keep praying. Maybe God will save me. And I keep asking myself, if there is God there, He's the one who brought me in this country peacefully. And He's the one who's going to take me back to Tanzania peacefully as well. But it was tough. But I can assure you, 9 months later, I managed to get out of that country. But thank God that the Ebola erupted in West Africa. Because if it wasn't the Ebola, I could not reach, or I could not done whatever I did in those 9 months. So instead of being a negative thing, people died, yes. But on the other hand, it was a blessing to me, because I managed to create a huge team. I'm not there now, but I'm still earning money from them. So it was like an investment, but it didn't come openly as people think. So sometimes things may come on your way and they will just be complaining. So as you think about yourself, I want you to I'm going to give you a little entertainment, because before I bring you in to chip in, because I'm almost done, but we still have like half an hour to go. So while you are thinking what I've just shared with you, under control. So you guys, this is what I've prepared for you. And we need to remember that life is too short, and we better do our best while we are still alive, because nobody will get out of this world alive. All of us will be gone one day, but the issue is, how do we want to be remembered? So I'm sure you got something out of this, and now I want to welcome you to chip in. What have you got from the whole thing? So the whole thing is about helping people, and we have people out there. We have companies out there where we can take advantage. It's like there's a bridge somewhere, and you need to cross that bridge to go on the other side where you want to go. So we have a system out there. And once you take that system, it can really, really change your life. I shared with you about what happens when I was in Sierra Leone. Personally, I've been involved in this industry for over 11 years now. And I started out of nothing. Life was very tough. There's nobody to train you. It was like you said something from zero. And it wasn't easy, yes, but everything happens for a reason. Because if you go through the process, assume where you are now and you want to go on the other side. You have to take action in between. So once you start moving, definitely God will test you. Is this really what you want, or you are just making excuse and what? So it has really, really helped people. And for you to understand this, I want to bring in some of you guys. I don't know if Catherine, you are still there. Catherine, can you share with us how I saw you went to Arizona recently? I think you had something in Arizona. And can you share how this industry has really helped people, and what advice can you give to these people also? Because we have people who are struggling all over the world, not only in America, all over the world, people are struggling. They can't even find a better way how they can change their lives. Catherine, can you adjust your microphone? Yes, Catherine, can you go ahead now?
We went to Scottsdale, Arizona. They had a Forever Experience weekend there. And we got to tour Forever Nutraceuticals, where they prepare the nutritional supplements. And we were also able to tour the home office. And that was very exciting because both Greg and Rex Maughan were there, and we got to take pictures with each of them. Then they had an expo with some tables at it. They were trying to get people to take pictures online, post them online, and they had a competition related to that. They had a lot of infused waters with different flavors in them that they wanted everybody to try. And there was also a table with the essential oils, and the ladies were showing people all kinds of different ways to use the essential oils. Then we had a nice dinner, lovely dinner, and they had a dance party afterwards. And that was our weekend in Scottsdale, Arizona. We had a lot of fun. And we talked to several other business owners, which is the best part about it, is you start talking to other business owners, and we learn from them how they've made their businesses successful, what they've done, and how they approach their business. And they often give you ideas that you didn't consider before. So, but everybody, it's the same thing. They're there to help other people either lose weight, they're there to help other people have better health and nutrition, and those are the basic principles. They're there to help each other and help other people and make them have better lives.
Okay, so did you manage to talk to those people who started those humble beginning? They had nothing, but now at least they have moved somewhere. Did you manage to interact with them?
Well, yes, we have one person on our team who started just a couple months ago, and he has a very strong business going already. So he's on our team, so I talked to him, and then we talked to a man in Dallas who used the weight management products for a month and then posted the picture of him before and after he lost the weight. And he says people call him all the time now to learn about how he lost that weight. And then we talked to somebody else who shows people videos about, toxic colon problems, and he's able to sell a lot of Vital Packs that way.
Okay, and you mentioned about the weight thing. Is it weight problem is a huge problem in the United States? People are obese, all kind of things. How big is that?
Oh, yes. Each state is different, but you're looking at over 20% of the population being overweight or obese at this point in time.
Okay, and people are very much concerned with it, or they think that it's just okay.
Yeah, some people are concerned with it and some people aren't. It just depends on who it is.
Okay. Anyway, so that was Catherine Scott from US. Now I want you bring in this Beatrice. Beatrice, are you out there? Beatrice, can you chip in something before I go to Lusaka? Yes, Beatrice.
Okay, before you asked us to chip in about why people are afraid of change. Why I wanted to say something, but then maybe I can say it now. I think people are afraid to take risks because of the mindset. We have this. We also have this fear of the unknown. That what if? There's always a what if. What if? Like you've put this what the word from Ralph, that always do what you are afraid to do. We usually have this fear of the unknown. Like, okay, if I drop this job and I have no job at all, what will I do? How will I pay my bills? How will I manage my life? It's a mindset that we have, and we need to break that. We really need to work on that. And upon making that, we need to walk around or to surround ourselves with people who are positive, or at least people who have done it. They risked and they made it out of that risk. And I believe out of risk you benefit a lot. If you take that step, you do get achievements, because there's this testimony that you will give at the end of the day, because you look back at where you come from. Yes, I'm not saying that you will not struggle. There will be struggles, but there are positive struggles, because they'll take you to a place where you need to be, or where at least your dreams are. That's what I think. It's not an easy thing, but I think we need to take that risk at times, and we need to break that that mindset that is in our heads. It's in most of us. I don't think anybody can deny that, but it's in most of us. We are afraid of taking risks. That's what I can say.
Okay, let me ask you. I think it took so many years for you to decide to be part of the industry right now. What did you see now and decide, okay, let me now be part of this?
Okay. It's the way the whole thing was introduced to me. Before, it was introduced in a way that my mind would not consume it, and it would not even, I would not even comprehend that if I get into this, I will make it out alive, or at least not in a shameful way. It was not what was introduced to me was kind of unrealistic. The targets, or the way they put it, was too much of an artificial way of doing things, because I believe anything at all that is to bring up achievement is never easy. You have to work hard on it. And that's the language I got when I was reintroduced to this business, that it's not easy. You will get there, yes, but it's not easy. You need to work hard. You need to learn. You need to try things. You need to understand things. But that was not the introduction that I got before. And it was not just from one person. The wrong introduction, I mean, was not just from one person. It was from different people. Because I got friends who got into this business, but then their negativity, or the way of the introduction was not quite right. But this time I got a light at the end of the tunnel. Somebody said something right. At least it made sense to me. That's how I got into I got to take a step.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll bring you back again later on. Now, I have this guy, and let me unmute you. I have this person called, this is Melchiadi Mashara. Can you chip in? Melchiadi Mashara. Your hands is up. Do you need to ask something or what? Hello, Mashala, do you hear me? So you need to put your hands down if you don't want to chip in something. Now let me go to Zambia. I'm sure now you can talk. Hello, Chipili. Hello. Hello, Zambia. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with her. Yeah, she wanted to chip in something. And so, who is ready to share? Who is ready to share? You guys, you're just quiet and just listening to Beatrice and Catherine. I want you to chip in your experience of life in general, about fear, about change in general. You see, you heard of Nido Quibin talking about change, and also you saw the bear fighting with the lion. At last, the bear managed to escape. It wasn't easy, but that's how life sometimes can be. You find yourself, you have the huge enemy in front of you, but you say, okay, you won't get alive, so let me fight until my last breath. And that's what managed to save the bear. So, you guys, I want you to chip in. Who is ready to chip in? Leila, how is Dodoma? And how is life in general? Leila Sanga, are you there? Oh, I don't know what is happening here now. Maybe Let me go back to you. Catherine, if you have any final word. Any final word? Catherine?
I'm still here.
Yes. Any final
I like this quote, always do what you are afraid to do, because sometimes recommendation marketing takes you out of your comfort zone, you know, from what you're used to doing, and you really just need to jump into it and go outside your comfort zone and start talking to people.
Okay. And how do you use your time? I know you are employed and you're still doing this. How do you balance the two?
I balance my forever living time with after work, because I get off early enough after work, and you know, sometimes I talk to people at the gym, and sometimes I talk to my friends. I've talked to people over Facebook Messenger, and you know, I just try to do a little bit each day, and I also try to do some personal development each day by listening to CDs in the car or reading magazines or reading books that have been recommended.
Okay, and is it helping you, the personal development thing, reading and listening to audio in your car?
Yes, the personal development helps me a lot. I'm going through a very difficult time in my life. I'm going through a divorce, and we have 2 children. So it's been a very challenging time the past year or two, but the personal development definitely helps me have a more positive attitude towards life and have more self-confidence, that know that I am able to do whatever I set my mind to do.
Oh, that is very, very great. And anything to add on that? Hello, Catherine. Anything to add?
Yes.
Good.
No, I think that was it.
Okay, thank you very much, Catherine. And let me bring in someone else here. I'm sure you heard how personal development is helping, and let me go back to Beatrice. You heard about Catherine talking about personal development, and it has really helped her to become who she is. But still, she's still going through the whole thing. And imagine having a family back home, going through whatever she's going through, and still she can manage to find the time to do her business. Beatrice, what can you talk about personal development? Yes.
I am working on it. It's the webinars are really helping, because sometimes with the work schedules and how Jerusalem is, it's not really easy to get into books and reading them. But at least I'm being helped by attending the webinars and the YouTube clips that are being sent. It's keeping me going. At least I have an eye opener in one way or another, and I'm getting somewhere, and I'm getting ideas. Sometimes I even get ideas to even stop doing what I'm doing and just concentrate on this. But then on the other hand, we need to balance things. So I'm still working on it, and I'm still learning.
Okay. Were you doing that before coming to this business?
No, I was not. I did not. I wouldn't think of this. No webinars, no extra lessons, no free lessons, maybe to be precise. And it wasn't really something I would do, but it's people like you who have pushed me into this, and here I am. I always look forward to the time where the webinar begins, so I sit and wait for the right time and start the webinars. So it's something that I never did or never even thought of, but now I'm doing it.
Yeah, so it's becoming easier and easier now.
Yes, with time, yes.
Okay, and currently what kind of book are you reading? Maybe you can recommend to other people also to find it.
With books No, I haven't started reading any book I usually get. So those quotes, they also get me going. So in most cases, I try to listen more than reading, but I will get to the point where I will read.
Okay. Any final word before we go?
I think we just need to push on. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. We just need to push on and focus on what we are doing. I just love what Catherine said. Catherine is passing through a difficult time. I understand where she's coming from. I've been there, and it's a little bit different, but it's family. Where family comes in, it's really difficult to concentrate on other things, especially when it comes to income. Income is, we have families. Even if you have just one single child, if it becomes your burden, then it is something which drains you in some way. You just want to focus, but then there are things, different issues pulling you from side to side. But Catherine, I congratulate you for your achievement and the time you get to do the business. It's not easy. I understand. The emotions in there, the kids around telling you this and that, and what they used to have, they don't have anymore, and you need to explain those things. How do you explain them? How do you do business at the same time? But Catherine, you're doing it well, and I'm really happy for you, and I think you should just keep on going the way you're going. I think you're going to reach very far.
Wow, that's a lovely piece of advice, and from whatever you've just shared, you and Catherine, we have organized single women on Tuesday. I'll be having a session with them. So if you can find those single women, it will start at 10 a.m. on Tuesday at Millennium Towers. Probably we'll find a way how we can record the whole event. We are trying to find a way how we can help them out to stand on their own, because it's a struggle and the number is going up and up. There are so many single women out there, and they are the victim of the system, because it's a male-dominated thing, and sometimes we become irresponsible. We make those babies, we can't take care of them, and they sort of. So there is more what we can do. Probably maybe next time we can come up with a webinar for that. But I really appreciate Beatrice and Catherine for chipping in. And the rest of the people who are in this webinar tonight, they're just quiet. And anyway, there's somebody who has written a message here. This is from Evans Mbabas. She's saying, change is feared in all aspects of life, be in marriage, work, social, or business. It's all about discipline and focus. When you choose to do this business, it is risky. You have taken, and you must succeed. Oh, that's a wonderful message from Evans Mbabas. And this is from Linda. She says, what I can say, this business needs self-commitment, especially how you spend your time. You know, time is limited, and every day God gave us 86,400 seconds. It's like somebody is putting in your bank account $86,400 every day. How do you use it? Do you just waste it, or you use it effectively so that later on, when you are too old, you don't have energy, so whatever time we invested in will take care of you. And that's why probably the rich people never work for money. Money works for them. So this is another message from Evans Mbabazi. She has written, the issue is that whenever change is put before us, we look at it as negative, but we need to look at the positive side of it. You see, this is a really powerful message, Evans, because you know, in Africa, you can see now, everybody is dumping all the stuff we see here. And sometimes we don't even ask, we just keep consuming. I remember when this Kentucky Fried Chicken. They opened up in Dar es Salaam like a year ago. And people are queuing. Imagine, we have this local chicken around and very tasty than what is being sold at Kentucky Fried Chicken. But because it was new, everybody was there and it's terrible. So I think we need to create awareness to people so they can understand that whatever we see, something which is new now in other countries, is no longer a new thing. It has been there for years and years and years. So the issue here now, we are not much creative because we have the same chicken. They are using the chicken we are having here and they are making money. You see? But you know how much it costs for you to have a franchise for either McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken? You know, you invest a lot of money, and then while you can start learning this kind of things here, little by little, and then later on you become the queen or the master of everything. This is a message from Leila. She's saying, books I'm reading now are The Secret of Success by R.C. Allen and The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol. Oh, unfortunately, you can't share. I wish you could have shared with us, Leila. Leila, can you, I don't know, let me unmute you, see if you can share with us. Leila, can you switch on your microphone so we can hear? We still have like 7 minutes to go. Leila, do you hear me? Oh, she's nowhere. So you guys, let me again go to Lusaka. Hello, Chipiri, are you there? Hello, Chipiri, are you there? Okay, she's not there. Let me go to Betty. Hello, Betty. Betty, I'm sure you're in Mwanza. Betty, can you share with us something about life in general, about change, about anything? You have heard about what we are discussing. I'm sure you saw those 2 videos I played before. You heard Catherine Scott from US sharing what she's going through. And then you heard about Beatrice sharing. And Betty, are you there? Can you share something with us? Oh, can you write something if it is difficult for you to share with us? So we still have time. And you guys, if you have something, please write. Please write. Otherwise, I'm going to end the webinar. And if you've just tuned in, we are discussing about what does it take to change your life. No matter what situation you're in, you can still start afresh and change your life. Everything is possible. There is God out there, even if you don't believe that there is God, but somewhere, you should do so because we came from somewhere and we go back somewhere too. But life is too short. We better do whatever is possible now because it's better to live fully and die empty. It won't make sense for you dying with whatever talent God gave you. You know, all of us have talents. You saw those young boys. I played a video on my last slides. Those are young boys. They didn't even go to school, but now they're doing very well. You know, it's only when you decide to decide. You know, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. This is a message from Evan Babas again. I am my business. I have realized to take it natural, just the way life is. Sometimes you are rejected and sometimes you are embarrassed. It's about taking it natural and knowing it is a way of life. Sometimes one person is laughing with you and the other time another is scolding you. I've always said to take your business one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. make sure you are doing something somewhere. You make it there. Thank you, Evans, for the very powerful message. And now we have this message from Zambia. The network is not good in Zambia, so she's asking. So I'm very sorry for that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Okay. So she says, this is the message from Chipiri Nasa in Zambia. She says, always do what you're afraid to do. You see? So that's a good thought. You guys, and then that is very true. Yes, Chipiri, she's still talking about this. Even though I am back on the job, I can feel that it is not what I want. 16 years on the job and still no direction. She has been employed for 16 years, and then somewhere she was a bit frustrated, but now she's back to working, but she doesn't see any direction in her life. So probably we'll be able to be with you again on next Sunday. Probably the network will be okay. And I really wanted to hear from you. I really appreciate for tuning in. And also I want to thank all of you who participated into this webinar. Thank all of you who contributed through texting, and also Beatrice and Catherine who managed to share with us what's going on in their lives. So I really appreciate you guys, and I want to end this webinar by saying good night, guys, and for those who are in the US, good afternoon. God bless you. Bye now.